Hello, guys. Welcome back to this long, long live streaming on our Eyes Your Eyes. Look, I started this live streaming 30 minutes in advance because today, as I was telling you in the community and as I was telling you on Instagram, I wanted to rewatch many things, not just episode 14 of the final season of Shingeki no Kyojin, because there are so many things I wanted to understand, so many things that I wanted to keep going on watching until I understand many other things more than usual. So feel free to join me. It will be quite long. So I say sorry in advance if it will be so long, this live streaming, but it's better for you to join me and to understand my point of view. Hello, hello, Veryl, hello. And to understand the many things together because I know that you read the manga, but I know that you are also interested to understand what I can guess. So there are so many things. So today I will rewatch, of course, firstly episode 14 of the final season of part one of Shingeki no Kyojin. Then I will rewatch. One particular episode of Attack on Titan, Lost Girls, that is dedicated to Mikasa. Then I will rewatch the two teaser trailers of Shingeki no Kyojin, the final season of part two. Plus, if there will be the chance, if there will be time, I will rewatch even a little bit of episode one once again because there is this um, context. I mean, there is this thing that is repeating throughout the Shingeki no Kyojin, and I found already some scenes in which you can see these things. That means the birds. And I wanted to understand more about this thing of the birds because I think that we saw these birds so many times. Okay, verily, yes, I agree with you. Absolutely. But that's why I wanted to analyze as much as possible because once this second part will start, I will watch. So I wanted to see how much I can guess by myself or how much I can push myself in order to understand. And then there is even the picture that I posted to you in the community section that is regarding Ymir. And by watching, of course, the teaser trailers, I will understand more about that too. But in that case, too, um, I see that every time they are talking about Ymir, for example, they are showing the flowers. I mean, they are showing a specific number of the flowers, as much as you know that in Shingeki no Kyojin there are these birds and the number of the birds that are quite essential. So, okay, I think it's better if we start rewatching episode 14 first, and then we are going on with this guessing of so many other things. Are you ready to join me with this? It would be pretty long, so good job for you who are going to follow me today. But anyway, let's go. Let's start with episode 14, the main one. Okay, wait a second that I prepare it. Here we go. Ta-ta-ta. Let's go.
なんで私を思ったの？別に理由があったわけじゃない。あんたたちのた
Ah, I tell you in advance, if sometimes I will stop, it's because I just try to comment what I think in that moment because you already know this episode, you already know what's going on. So I wanted to see and I wanted to share with you if I change my mind about other things as usual. So please, I know that sometimes it's frustrating because you can't see the tiny screen together with me, but you know that when I go live on YouTube, I can't put the second screen unless I'm using OBS Studio. I'm trying to figure out how to do this for the future. So sorry. Okay.
大切な仲間を殺したのは私。監視を石でめった打ちにしたのも私。 ファルコは違うから、殺すのは私だけでいいでしょう。殺さないよ。私を殺したくて仕方ないんでしょう。殺したくないよ。殺すって。君はそればっかりだね。誰か
Yes.
とそっくりだ。
Oh, yes. Okay, here there is the opening. Yes, thank you, Veril. Thank you for understanding me. Okay, I keep the opening because anyway, I like it. So, yeah, exactly. We are starting with episode 14, and now there will be the dialogue between Eren, Mikasa, and Armin, of course. So, you know, that's right. That's right. From the darkness, the light reveals the end. Exactly. Curses. This is my last one. La la la. Yes, let's sing all together because from the 9th of January there will be another opening. So, destruction and regeneration, you are the real enemy. War, my war, my war. Okay, episode 14. Let's start. 73. Okay. Okay, I raised the volume a little bit. Oh.
静かに話したい。エルディアの問題を解決するのに争いは無用だ。ハンジさんたちなら大丈夫。ここから移動してもらっただけだ。
エレン。
Oh, and what he says now, Eren, is making you understand that he doesn't want to harm any of them because he's saying just, Hanji, she will be fine. We are just moving her. That's it. That means I don't want to harm her. Fine, because Eren doesn't want to harm them.
話したかったのは僕らの方さ。どうして単独でマーレ襲撃に至る選択をしたのか。
Nice question, Armin.
ジークやイエレナに回収されてしまったのか。
This silence.
俺は自由だ。俺が何をしようと、何を選ぼうと、それは俺の自由意志で選択したものだ。
He is saying that he's free. Okay, and if you remember, many months ago, while I was rewatching, while I was while I was describing my thoughts to you about this, I was talking to Eren 1 second, and I was telling him, no, Eren, you're not free because as soon as you started this adventure, that is a nightmare, it's not an adventure, okay, but as soon as you started, you were not free anymore. I mean, by the fact that Grisha transformed you into a titan without your consent, because he was not agreeing with this at all, in my opinion. I mean, if we ask the boy Eren, oh, would you like to become a titan? The same titan that you dislike? No, thank you. Okay, so he has never wanted to be part of this world of titans, but then he was forced to become one of them. So since that moment, Eren is not free anymore. But at the same time, he's searching for freedom. And by knowing that he's not free, he is condemning himself too. I mean, even if here he's saying, look, I am free. No, he knows that he's not. And he's searching for freedom. But this thing mm, it makes sense. I mean, the fact that Eren will die, it makes sense because it's a way to be free once again. So what I'm saying is that Eren knows already that he's not free in this world. I mean, in the world he's living right now, he's not free. But he wants to be free. And by being free, he has to die. He has to reach another dimension. He has to reach somewhere else to go back to his previous freedom. His previous freedom actually was when he was confined between the walls. Even if it's a paradox, what I'm saying is true. I mean, when he was a baby boy and he was having his daily routine life, somehow he was free, even if he was closed. Do you understand the difference? Now that he is free to go beyond the walls, he's not free anymore. And by knowing this, by getting the knowledge that he's never free here, I mean, in this world he's living, and by knowing that he has a time limit now, that means he is not free at all. He knows that once all this thing will be finished, he will be free. So when he says now I am free, he's already portraying himself to what's coming after, in my opinion. That means, anyway, I will be free. I mean, I am free to do what I want because I have a time limit, so I will die anyway. I wanted to go on with my mission. That means to do what I already told you many times. But he is free because he will be free. He doesn't have to be scared anymore of what's happening later or how he will die because anyway he will die. There's no change about this. I know very. In fact, thank you for not putting spoilers. I'm just sharing with you what I believe, what I think by I mean, month after month, because as you can see, things are changing. Some months ago, I was just saying, many months ago, I think 9 months ago, more or less, I was telling you, oh, Eren, you're not free because you were just forced to become a Titan. So how can you say you're free? But as you can see, after many months after, I'm developing new thoughts. So this is just a way to share my thoughts with you, and of course, when there will be episode after episode from January, we can discuss about what these episodes are saying. So just stay tuned and keep on watching.
イエレナと密会した後の行動もエレンの自由意志なの？
そうだ。
いいえ、あなたは操られている。あなたは敵国とはいえ、関係のない人々や子供
And
を巻
this
き
is
込みの
true.
人じゃ。
This is true. Mikasa is saying you would never get innocents or children involved. Yes, but in order to reach what he has to do something like this. Unfortunately. And he's quite conscious about this.
じゃない。そして誰よりも私たちを思い大切にしてきた。
This is true.
そうでしょ。
He
あの
cares
山小
more
屋で
than
私を
ever
助け
about
てくれ
you.
たのは、マフラーを巻いてくれたのは、あなたが優しいからでしょ。
手はテーブルの上に置けと言っただろう。
Ah, okay, let me tell you once again this. As soon, this is another thought that I developed in these recent months. Even if I have always known about these things by, I don't know, by my feelings. I mean, by watching season 2, I already decided this. And even my mother, if you check her reaction video, she is absolutely convinced that Eren, anyway, that Eren and Mikasa, they love one another. But As soon as Mikasa is talking right now about the scarf, he is interrupting her. He could have interrupted her some seconds before. See, if you check the scene, for real, he could have interrupted her a little bit before by saying, "Put your hands on the table," okay? But as soon as we are talking about the scarf, and as soon Eren is listening to one of his weak points, because the scarf is his weak point, okay? Why it's a weak point is because I will put the scarf around you forever if you want, no matter how many times you ask me. The scarf in the scene, even when he is rescued after season 2, that of course they defeated Reiner and Bertolt and things. There is Mikasa standing next to him while he's sleeping with the scarf, and then he's waking up and they are talking about the scarf. Anyway, this scarf is a weak point for Eren because it's the starting point of the moment in which he is meeting Mikasa for the first time. So he is interrupting her now in that moment. While she's saying, look, he could have stopped her while she was saying, you care so much about us. Nothing. He didn't stop, okay? Because he was already trained to oppose them, okay? And he would have imagined maybe that Mikasa would have said something like this. But as soon as she's saying, do you remember the scarf you put it around me? Boom. And then boom. Didn't I tell you to put your hands on the table? He stopped it there, okay? Now that I can see things in a different way, that I still don't know if they make sense or not. I mean, I don't understand if I'm right or wrong so far, but as soon as she's talking about the scarf, he's interrupting her in the rudest way, actually. But this makes sense.
俺はレベリオでジークと話をした。兄弟水入らずだ。
Yes.
ジークは巨人についてマーレが知っている以上の知識を手にしている。アルミ、お前はまだ兄のところに通っているだろう。それは本当にお前の意志か。
And I tell you one thing, okay? Hello, Joster-san. I wanted to tell you one thing. I still wanted to understand Eren's reaction when Annie will be taken out from that cocoon. I wanted to see his face when he is realizing, even if I think that, I mean, maybe he can have a guess, but I wanted to understand or to see his face when he understands that Armin loves Annie. Okay? No. No, Bertoldo can't. I mean, no. No. I will tell you another thing. That I already told you this in the previous live streaming last week. Eren, in this moment, he's testing his best friends. I mean, I have this feeling. As much as he's trying to test Armin right now, to touch him, his weak point, okay? And he is thinking that, let me use his weak point now. Let me use Annie to see if he is reacting against me somehow. Or let's use the hatred, the fake hatred that I can have towards Mikasa to see how she's reacting. Let's see if they trust me again or not. Let's see if their love for me is still there or not. I think Eren in this moment is testing his friendships, his best friends, because it's really important for him. Even if he hopes that they are starting hating him, this is what I believe too. But at the same time, he wants to see if there is still a piece of their heart beating for him, because this is important. This is the only way why somehow him, by being the Shingeki no Kyojin, can go ahead. I mean, I don't know how to explain this. The Shingeki no Kyojin has this usual attitude to push himself forward, to go on no matter what, blah, 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 blah. But if this Shingeki no Kyojin, as the owner of the Shingeki no Kyojin, is supported by love, by affection, by friendship, whatsoever, it's even better, because you are supported by somebody, and it's not so difficult as if you're not supported to go on with what you're doing. Do you understand what I mean? I mean, if I do something by myself and I have the same determination of Eren, anyway, I don't like to be alone. I don't like to be, yeah, lonely. I would like to be supported. And by the fact that he knows that anyway, Armin and Mikasa are keeping supporting him, it's a great test for him, because he's just saying, okay, they are still believing what I told them in that sunset scene. That is one of the most beautiful scenes, in my opinion, because he's remarking Eren's will, and they have to pay attention on that. Connie right now is not paying attention on that anymore, and somehow is good because it's part of Eren's plan to be hated, so there is a chance for him to become the main source of problems, so he will be defeated. But at the same time, he is testing now Armin and Mikasa to see if I push them, if I touch their weak points, if I say something bad about them, will they go ahead loving me or not? Is this a true love, or as soon as they find a difficult moment, they erase everything about me? And the result was pretty nice, because even if Mikasa is hearing so many bad words about her, she keeps saying Chigao. And Eren knows that the Chigao is not because she's an Ackerman. It's a Chigao because she keeps loving him. And this was a good result for Eren. This is what I believe. I mean, it's not just the provoking, usual provoking, or it's not just um, the will to be hated. Yes, there is that will, because it's good for him and it's good for the Tatakai thing. But at the same time, it's a test to see how much they care about Eren again, or still. And this is why now he's pushing Armin so badly.
ベルトルトにやられちまった。敵に操られているのはお前の方だろ。エレン、あなたは。ミカサ、お前もだ。アッカーマン一族はエルディアの王を守る意図で設計されたんだよ。
And this is one of the things that I told you already before even season 4 starting. Do you remember? I told you. Eren, I don't know why I said that sentence, but I said Eren will be the new king. I feel him as a new king, let's say, and Mikasa and the Levi, who are the Ackerman, who are supporting the king, are next to him. Yeah, I remember these sentences that I said.
死に直面する極限状態の中で俺の命令を聞いた。
No, come on.
戦えと。その瞬間、お前の本能が目を
This is partially true. Yes, it's true.
俺を護衛すべき宿主だと錯覚したことで。違う。何がだ。
偶然じゃない。
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and then once again she's remembering the scarf. Here we go.
あなただから、エレンだから、私は強くなれた。それはあなただから。
力に目覚めたアッカーマンは突発性の頭痛を起こすことがよくあったらしい。 本来の自分が宿主の護衛を強いられることに抵抗を覚えることで生じるらしいが、心当たりは。
Oh, but let me tell you, when Mikasa is having headaches, I wonder why Levi doesn't have headaches. I told you already this. He is talking about Ackerman in general, but Levi is not having headaches as much as he's saying. Because even Levi is an Ackerman and he should find a way to stay next to the king, but Levi is not staying next to the king at all as much as Mikasa. And this is another thing that makes you understand that what Eren is saying is as much as Zeke, when he's saying things that he's putting a little bit of lies inside to spread it as if it's the truth and things like this. Once again, he's testing her. He is testing her to see if she believes everything he's saying or not. And he has a greater result too, in this case too, because even if she's crying because he's saying, I have always hated you, of course you cry in front of this statement, because if you love a person and if you hear something like that, you can't stay like this. Oh, okay. No, you have a reaction about this. But Eren, you forgot that there is another Ackerman, so we should ask Levi if he has headaches. He doesn't have. But I think at this point that even Mikasa somehow she has some visions. I don't know how to explain this, but I already told you some live streamings ago when we were analyzing that episode in which she is talking to, what's her name? Uh, Wait a second. When they are in jail and there are two women, Mikasa and what's her name? And now I forgot for a second. The girl she rescued in season 1. What's her name? Oh, please help me. Okay, I think you understood what I mean, but right now I don't remember her name, even if I have it here on my tongue. What's her name? Okay, you understood what I mean. We are in the jail. Mikasa is confronting her, and I don't remember her name right now. And then Louise, maybe it's Louise, John Starson. Yeah, thank you. Louise. Yes, she's Louise. Yes. Oh, I don't remember. Okay, but I think it's Louise. Now that you said that it starts with L, maybe Louise or not. No, but you can tell me the name. You can tell me her name. Louise, maybe. No. Okay. Anyway, that girl that is in jail because she's becoming a Jägerist. Even over there, Mikasa has this flashback about what happened the first time she met Eren, and it happened what happened, and she is having that headache. Yeah, I think it's Louise. Okay, just as I'm sorry. But anyway, you understood what I mean. And before the Shinzo Sasageo gesture, she's asking Mikasa, why did you join the Chosahed, and is it because of Eren, things like this, and then she has this flashback. In the flashback, I wanted to remind you this, and that's why today I wanted to see some other things regarding birds, is because Mikasa has a vision in that moment in which outside of the window, for the first time, because before in previous scenes regarding that moment, and then I went to watch even in season 1 what happened, you can't see the birds, but she has this instant frame, you can check it by yourself, in which there are 5 birds flying. Why 5? I already explained you this, but I can repeat it here. Louise is correct. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you. She's seeing 5 birds in that moment, because before we couldn't see those birds flying, especially the number. Okay, But now, in that moment with Louise, she's seeing these five birds out of the window, and I think that birds is a great connection in this story. Okay, and why five? Because I think that she, in that vision, it's like as if she removed that frame from her mind, that instant moment in which she could see those birds. I mean, I think that when she was younger, she saw the birds out of the window, but then she forgot. And then during this scene, she could remember that frame. I don't know how to tell you this. It's like amnesia that goes back to your mind, or when you don't remember a detail for so many years, and then when you go back with your mind, you say, "Ah, but at that moment, now I remember that there were five people over there," something like that. Do you understand? Those five birds, though, why five? Eren, Mikasa, Armin, Connie, Jan. The only one who survived from the Chosa and Sasha, nine. Sasha is not there. It's not six birds. It's five. Okay. I don't know if this has a meaning, but to me, numbers or coincidences are not just coincidences. So what I'm saying is that even Mikasa, thanks to these headaches, I want to go back to season one later to see when she has other headaches, because she had another headache, but I don't remember the episode in particular. If you remember that episode, tell me, and then I go to rewatch it. But what Eren is saying is it could be partially true, but also not. That's why I hoped that they could have explored Ackerman better, because I think we should have known their real powers. Maybe Mikasa has a great power to vision too. Yes, yes, exactly. I don't remember the number of the episode right now, but you got it, me. You got me, Brandon. Yes. And she had an headache in season one. I don't remember the specific episode. Anyway, these headaches, in my opinion, they mean something that goes beyond what Eren is saying. Definitely. I'm sure. Maybe episode six. No, no, I watched the episode six. But okay, six or seven. Let me keep this in my mind. Later, I will check it.
何
要するに、
Chigaot
私
too.
は
本来の自分を失い、ただ命令に従うためだけに作られた一族。つ
No.
まりは、奴隷だ。
やめろ
Again, he's provoking Mikasa. He's testing Mikasa with the concept of a family, with the concept of bonds, because he's saying, oh, Eren is terrible here, but I like him because I understand, maybe I understand what he's doing, okay?
私は
本
You are part of a family that lost its original identity and now exists only to follow orders. No, no. For Mikasa, this is not true. She is still a part of that family she has in her mind, and you didn't lose the original identity, Irena. You still love her. You still are testing her to see if she loves you back, and if she's still keeping inside her heart that flame that is still burning for you. And when you touch the family for Mikasa, she refused. Okay, if she really lost her identity in this concept of a family too, as much as Eren is saying that the entire family lost the identity and now she's just following orders, she didn't refuse Kiyomi suggestion. If there is a dangerous moment, you can come on our ship. But no, I will be staying here as an alien. Do you remember Mikasa said it? So she's not betraying her family at all, her descendants, where she comes from, the place she was born. Plus, um, she has in her mind, and Eren doesn't know this, it's impossible that he knows, the promise she made to Carla to protect Eren no matter what. So no matter the Ackerman thing, she's following this. She keeps, she wants Eren to stay next to her because it's a promise that goes beyond what she is. It's a promise she made to his mom. And if he knew that, I hope maybe one day, even if it's impossible, but I would have hoped to hear Mikasa saying, "No, I promised to your mom to stay next to you, to protect you, and to be there for you." I think if Eren heard these words, he would have felt so bad right now. And then when she's in Liberio, and the first thing she's saying is, "Eren, please come back home." Or later when she says, after the Warhammer Titans battle, she's saying, "Eren, it's time to go back to our home." So what Eren is saying here is wrong. So sorry. And I mean, it's not wrong. He's provoking her. He's testing her. But Mikasa, don't worry. He loves you. He loves you so much. Trust me. Trust me that I am a woman and I can understand the men's feelings somehow sometimes. Let's see if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, okay. So sorry. I was wrong, but I don't think so. I don't think so. No F way, Elena. No F way. No. Mikasa a slave? Or yes, she's a slave for the love she feels for you. Yes. Oh, this is something that many fans didn't understand throughout the social networks. When he's saying now, you know what I hate the most in this world? People who aren't free. And many people were mocking Eren on the social networks, saying, "Haha, but you are also not free. Look," and they were putting all the scenes in which he's chained and things like that. Of course, um, when he's saying, "Look, do you know what I hate the most in this world? The people who aren't free." That means me too. I mean, I hate myself too. This is something obvious to me. I mean, here he's not saying that he is free and they are not. Even if at the beginning of this conversation he says, "I am free," this regards, as I was telling you, to a certain freedom that let him go till the end of this mission to be free for real. This is another thing of a freedom. Eren here in this world is not free. And that's why he's searching for freedom. And by reaching the end in which he will die, in order to reach his freedom for real, in this moment he is free somehow to do whatever he wants because that's what he wants to reach. There is nothing to lose. Okay, let's say when he's saying, "I'm free right now," it means I don't have to lose anything anymore right now. I have a time limit. I have to die, so I am free to go on with my mission. But that doesn't mean that he's free. He is condemning himself too, especially in this sentence. So the fans throughout the world who are mocking it and you're saying to them that you hate the people who are not free, referring to them, but you're not too. Welcome to the club. I mean, of course, he knows that he's not free here, so he is hating himself too.
もしくは家畜だ。そいつを見ただけでムカムカしてしょうがなかった。その理由がやっと分かったよ。何の疑問も。
Why you hate her glance is because you can't stand her. I mean, you can't stay over there and look at her because otherwise you love her more.
命令に従うだけの奴隷が見るに耐えなかった。俺はガキの頃からずっと。ミカサ、お前が大嫌いだった。
No. And here Mikasa is stopping Armin not because she has the slavery in her mind, Eren is the king, blah, blah, blah. I think Mikasa stopped Armin because she wanted to reply to Eren, but it was so hard for her to say something in that moment, and she was so angry. And at the same time, I think that she stopped Armin because she didn't believe those words. So it was like, okay, Armin, don't do anything. I don't trust him now. What he says now. And look, once again, I say this that I said already many months ago. Eren, what you say is a complete lie because season 1, season 2, season 3, season 3 part 1, season 3 part 2, there are so many scenes in which you see that Eren, even just with a glimpse of an eye, he's looking where Mikasa is. He's checking if he's fine, if she's fine. He is helping her, carrying her in season 2, while there are Reiner and Bertold over there, and he's saying, "Don't come closer." Do you remember Eren that is turning and he says, "If you come closer to me right now, I'm going to destroy everything." Do you remember? And he was carrying Mikasa. If you really hate a person, you leave her over there, and who cares? Don't you think? The first name he said while he had to be rescued in Liberia was Mikasa. So it's impossible that in. I already said this. When you are almost dying, do you remember the people you hate or the people you love? Of course, the people you love, right? But that scene is a little bit strange. Once again, I tell you this because the Warhammer is saying, "What are your last words, Eren?" And he is saying, "Do it now, Mikasa." This is a double interpretation, okay? Do it now, Mikasa, because she has to appear and try to defeat the Warhammer and save him, or do it now, Mikasa, because he's seeing the last moment in which Mikasa will kill him. It could be an option. This is a part of one of my 3 theories that I told you how Eren will die, in my opinion. So was that moment a moment in which Eren could see how he will die in the future? By seeing Mikasa killing him, and even in that moment, those will be his last words. Do it now, Mikasa. That means kill me, Mikasa, okay? But anyway, no matter what, it's not a hatred, it's love. And there are so many scenes, so many, so many.
お前はただそうやってアッカーマンの血が反応するままに生きてきた。
No. Three. Oh, Chigao number 3. No. Mama, in that moment, I would have said, when he's saying, "This is all you are," in that moment, I would have said to him, even if it's very, very impossible for Mikasa to act like this, but because she is, she's loving him, but she doesn't have the courage to confess her love to him, okay? But in that moment, I would have said, "Eren, why you didn't understand that I love you so much in that moment?" Oh, okay, let's go ahead. And here Armin, after so many years, he's showing him that he became stronger. I mean, do you remember the Armin of the first season? I mean, we can't compare with this Armin. Huh? The Armin of the first season didn't even move a finger because he was terrified. He couldn't do anything without Eren. And this is why Eren is testing him once again. Because he wants to see if he, without him, I mean, if Armin, without him, can do other things or can protect Mikasa, because he knows that when he will be dead, there has to be somebody who is taking care of Mikasa instead of him. That's why, okay, Armin has a time limit too, and that's what I believe. I mean, that's why I don't understand if this time limit will vanish after his death or not. But anyway, after Eren's death, Armin still have some other years to spend next to Mikasa. So compared to the Armin of season 1, where he couldn't protect anybody, blah 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 blah, here Armin punched his best friend. That is something that couldn't happen before, and this is a way for Eren to understand, okay, Armin grew, Armin got stronger, and if he has to protect somebody now, he's not refraining himself from doing anything. He's protecting somebody, and in this case, he's protecting somebody I love. This is fine. I can let Mikasa stay with him after I die, because I'm sure that Armin will be there to protect her no matter what. So I don't know. I feel as if it's like a test of okay, I'm Eren and I'm testing if they are able to defend their love or to defend somebody next to them, and to do something even if I'm not there anymore. This is why it's pretty sad, okay?
なんでもね。なあ、アルミン。お前とは昔から喧嘩したことなかった。
We have never fought once, and he's touching the weak point.
てかわかるか。
Do you know why? He says,
お前と俺じゃ
because me and you could never have a fair fight. And I think that here he touched the weakest point of Armin, because of what I told you now. Actually, I mean, because of what I told you some seconds ago. He knows that the Armin of season 1 was someone so frightened, so scared to do something in particular. But here Eren is pushing him so hard, and then Armin, he is saying this violent sentence to Eren, and it's his response. And after Eren is hearing that sentence, his eyes are turning even more angry. But it's a great result for him, because he saw once again that Armin could stand, even if, okay, stand spiritually speaking, because he was laying, but he could stand in front of him and tell him, you are doing something wrong to me and to Mikasa. This was great. How Armin is replying now after.
なんで体よ。
もうやめて。
最初に言った通り、お前らがジェイクの居場所を教えるってんだ。俺たちは争う必要はねえ。だからおとなしくついてこい。連れて行け。はい。サシャを殺したガキも。
Okay. Here we go.
それで結局何が言いたかったんだよ。ミカサを傷つけることが君の求めた自由か。どっちだよ。クソ野郎に。
And in fact, this is the truth. You are the real slave. Yes. Yes, Armin got it once again. Yes. And Eren knows this. You are the real slave here. Yes, absolutely. And in fact, and even if he's saying here, like hell, I am a slave. No, he is, and he knows, and he is hating himself even now that he has to say all these bad things to his friends. So, yes, you are the real slave, Eren.
どこに
始まりの地、志願しなくて。
Yeah, yeah. But this episode was a combo
冗談じゃ
that,
ねえ。巨人に食わせるべきクソ野郎は他にいる。
oh my,
どういうことですか？
let me drink.
ジークの獣を他のやつに
Let me drink tea, Levi.
映
You
画
should
俳
have,
優の一人でも取ら
Levi. You should have suggested to bring the tea. Why? I understand that you wanted to make your comrades happier, but it was better to impose your idea to use the tea instead of the
えて
wine.
巨人にし、ジークを食わせてやれ。エレンが本当にジークに操られているのか知らんが、ジークさえ失っちまえば、連中はおしまいだ。ピクシスにそう伝えろ。行け。本気ですか、兵長。奴の手足でももいでおけば、じいさんも腹くくるだろう。読書は楽しいか？面白いよ。7回も読んだ割には。俺たちの会話が気になって集中できなかっただろう。7回も読んだ本に熱中しろってか？ところで、ワインはもう残ってないのか？一月もここにいるんだぞ。一滴も残ってねえよ。ま
Ah,
ったく。
good grief, te credo.
読書を続けろ。了解だ、ボス。ピクシスの返答がどうであろうと奴を切る。完全武装の兵士が30名。
Oh,
この森を上から囲んで。
let me be honest. Here, next to Levi, we needed Hanji. Because Hanji, as I told you in the previous episode, that in 2 episodes ago, she can investigate for real. And if she would have been here with Levi, I think Levi would have chosen something else.
出る。獣の巨人になろうと、奴に逃げる術はない。やはりヒゲ面野郎は俺たちの敵だった。それが判明した時点で、人質に手足をつけとく理由はねえよな。
Ah,
長かった。
yeah.
エルビン、あの
Yes.
日の誓いをようやく果たせそうだ。
Hey, let me tell you honestly, I hope that he will fulfill this promise to Erwin. I mean, I hope, because I don't think Levi is dead. No. And I hope that he will fulfill his promise. That means, well, even Zeke is not dead because we saw it from the trailer. So, boom, the final battle between the two. I can't wait for this moment too, because there has to be a way in which Levi can reach the end of that promise.
お前たちの死には意味があった。それをようやく。
But the problem is that it's not the time. See you next time. See you at the end of the final season. You know. This moment. Mom, let me tell you, this face of Levi, like this, I was feeling pain for him, because usually you see Levi like this, always with this face, this glint of an eye. But in this moment, it was like as if somebody was taking a knife and hit him directly here in the belly or in the stomach. That face mappa made it 100%. The way which Levi is rewatching over and over again the same scenes in which he has to feel sinful. That means once again they are going to die in front of my eyes, and I couldn't do anything to prevent it. This face of Levi is stunning. Mappa made it so much. Mm. Wow. Here we go. And fortunately, he's screaming. I mean, Zeke is screaming that he's pretty far. Otherwise, Falco. That's why I hope, please, Zeke, don't scream when you come back to life, okay? Don't scream.
電気が流れたような。まさか。
やりよったな。ジーク。お別れだ、兵長。
Believe it. This is a goodbye, Captain. Believe it.
切り殺したりなんかしないよな。
Wow, this is
は
cool.
い。どうして任務中に酒が。
And once again, the regret of the regret, the way in which he feels so guilty. I think Levi's life is one of the hardest, okay, in this story. This remorse that he has every single time he is doing something, it's like a curse, okay?
これは憲兵の連中しか飲めなかったマーレさんの貴重なやつなんですよ。少しくらい楽しみがないと。紅茶があるだろ。兵長。めんどくせえな。
Instead of a mendokse, at that moment you could have said no. It's better if we use tea. If you don't want the tea, you go back home and you drink all the wine you want. Yes.
ジークの脊髄液がワイン。
Yes.
いつから仕込まれていやがった。体が硬直する余地はなかった。
I feel so sorry for Levi here.
くそ。はい。動きが普通じゃねえ。これもジークの仕業か。
Listen to this music. Super amazing.
そこにいる。
Mama, I watched this episode 4 or 5 times, okay? But when I see Levi that has these eyes and then he's closing them a little bit, so beautiful. So farewell, Levi. You will see. He's coming.
この島に集結してしまう。それがどういうことか分かっていない。自分たちには力がある。時間がある。選択肢がある。
Yes, but Zeke, what do you want to do? Is something ridiculous. Something that no matter how hard your life was, but this is ridiculous.
なあ、エレン。俺たちにしか分からないよな。
Zeke, I think you also don't understand Eren until the end. Just let me tell you.
しかし、ちゃんと場所と時間を覚えているんだろうな、エレン。
No. And this music, season 3, part 1. This is your curse, baby. This is so nice. Mama. How frustrated Zeke is right now to see that he couldn't end this curse because Levi Zeke thinks that Levi is a curse because he is not gone, and he is not gone even now at the end of season 4 part 1 because Levi is still alive. I put all my hands, all of my feet on fire to think that he is still alive. And he will go ahead till the end. You say kawaisou?
必死だな、ヒゲ面野郎。お前はおとなしく読書する以外なかったの。
Mamma mia, raga.
なんで勘違いしちまったんだ。俺から逃げられる。部下を巨人にしてから俺が仲間を殺せないと思ったのか。俺たちがどれだけ仲間を殺してきたか知らねえだろうに。気がずらついにくせえし汚ねえしブサイクじゃねえかクソがまあ殺しゃしねえから安心しろよすぐにはな
That part that is moving at the end makes you understand. I mean, I already told you many months ago. Yes, in that moment, we understood that Zeke would have not been killed anyway. So.
知っての通り、ザックレー総統が殺された今、兵団内やこの壁内の情勢は不安定な
I remember this episode because it was stopped because of the earthquake here in Japan, and they had to broadcasting it once again the week after. I hope there will not be other earthquakes during the Shingeki no Kyojin episode, otherwise.
分かったのか？
はい。今さら剣で巨人のうなじを切りつけるなんてな。もう巨人なんて襲ってこねえだろ。敵は壁外の人間なんだぞ。
それよかもっと中華機の訓練してエルディア軍を作らなきゃいけないって。
Now you should train, my dear guys here of the new recruits. You should train because then there is the rumbling. So I think that it's better if you keep training with the Titans instead.
とっくに変わったってのにもう古いんだよシャーディス教官は。エルディアに希望があるとしたらイェーガー派が国の実権を握ること。
I see once again the story he's repeating. Destruction and regeneration. That is not just a regeneration of life and a regeneration even of concepts inside other people's mind to keep going on fighting. So there is no solution until we end this. There is not the solution, or even after all this thing, if even after all the rumbling is done, blah blah blah, maybe things will not change anyway. So there is not the guarantee.
スレマ、聞こえるぞ。でも、みんなそう思っているだろう。みんなエレン・イェーガーにエルディアを導いてもらいたいはずだ。
Speak for yourself.
強い指導者に。
Ah.
お久しぶりです、教官殿。突然ですが、この兵団支部は我々が占拠しました。イエーガー派とか言われている我々が、これより我々の指示に従い動いてもらいます。
イエーガー。身の程をよくわきまえているようだな、フロック。銃口でも向けない限り、貴様らのような小便小僧など、誰も相手にしないと考えているのなら、それは確かに。
Oh, in fact.
フロック外した。とりあえず足でも打って話
Yeah,
を
you
早くし
missed.
ようと。
No, you did it on purpose to miss, I guess. Come
いや、
on.
あなたには関係ありません。頭の硬さしか取り柄のない老人なんて不要なんですよ。これからは訓練兵諸君、君たちの時代だ。我々
What
イエーガー
age?
派、現在滅亡。
I mean, Flock, what age are you talking about? The age of sacrifice?